ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦਿਸ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸ਼ੋ। ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਵੀਂ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਨਾਮਵਰ ਰਜਿਸਟਰਡ ਨਰਸ ਅਤੇ ਟਾਕ ਸ਼ੋ ਹੋਸਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ CKNW ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸੰਡੇ ਦੀ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਜਿਸ ਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਹੈ ਸੰਡੇ ਨਾਈਟ ਸੈਕਸ ਸ਼ੋ। ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪਸ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਮੈਂਟਲ ਅਤੇ ਸੈਕਸ ਲਾਈਫ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਿਹਤਰੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਅੱਜ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤਰਾਰਾਂ ਪੈ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਕਿਉਂ ਪੈ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਅਬਿਊਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ 'ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਸਥਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਧਾਰ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਦਾ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ। ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਉਸ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਰਾਰਾਂ ਪੈ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ। ਤੇ ਮੌਰੀਨ ਮੈਕਗ੍ਰੈਥ ਜੋ ਹਨ, ਇਹ ਲੰਬੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਤੋਂ ਐਜ਼ ਰਜਿਸਟਰਡ ਨਰਸ, ਕਲੀਨਿਕਲ ਐਡਵਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਅਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਟਾਕ ਸ਼ੋ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੌਰੀਨ ਮੈਕਗ੍ਰੈਥ ਦਾ। Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Harpreet.
Thank you. A little bit about yourself. I would like our listeners to know you have been involved in disseminating this information to the public since how long, and what prompted you to take this interesting field?
Well, I've been in the field of reproductive and sexual health for about 20 years now, but I've been talking to the public and disseminating this information for about 12 years. I'm a registered nurse by training and a nurse continence advisor, and I've worked in clinical research and education at the BC Center for Sexual Medicine. And I also have my own clinical practice advising men and women about bladder, bowel, and sexual health issues, relationship, emotional health, and healthy relationships.
Wonderful. So that's what I was telling. We are starting a series in which we'll be touching all these subjects so that the ultimate end is to be happy, and everybody wants to be happy. But these days what we are finding is marital relations are getting strained, and there are many reasons for that. So we'll be discussing in details in our coming episodes also. Now, when you talk about sexual health, this is a topic which is still in the Western world, of course, it is openly accepted, but in some of the cultures, it's still a kind of thing which is not talked about openly. So I hope with your knowledge, we'll be able to give some good advice to our viewers today and in future episodes also.
Yes.
So I'd like to start off with relationships. When you talk about relationships, it's an issue, and the most the best relationship what one can have is between husband and wife. But over the years what we are finding is that the relations are getting strained. It's not as it used to be. We hear our elders who used to be married for a longer period, 40-50 years was a normal period. But right now what's happening is when you know that there was a marriage, next time you hear is most of the times there has been a divorce also. Already they have separated. So that relationship is not being able to exist for longer. So with your experience in this field, what's happening in our society? How do you foresee it?
Well, there are so many things that happen in society, and that's why it's so important to have good communication with your husband or wife. And that takes some time, and that takes effort, and it also involves how you were trained, how you grew up, and what your parents' style in terms of communication was. We learn all about that. But no couple is going to be without troubles in their life and in their marriage. And most people have at least some small troubles along the way. But it's always best to address those troubles early on and effectively, and gain some healthy strategies to talk to the other person. And listening is key in healthy relationships as well.
So today let's start off with communication only, because you said this is a very important tool which can play a very vital role in developing or straining the relationship. Now when it comes to communication, what kind of communication are you talking? Because generally when we talk about communication or effective communication, what does that mean?
Well, I think beginning with not putting things under the rug. People are afraid to address problems because they're nervous about conflict. They're afraid they might hurt the other person. They may not have enough self-esteem themselves to feel that their problem is valid. There can be inequality in a relationship, and so there are certainly power struggles in relationships between men and women. A woman may have more power over somebody else or may lack power within, and so that can affect the communication as well. So one thing is you want to address any problems early on. And that's what makes for a successful couple, is when they actually address these problems and deal with it and manage the problem. It bonds them.
Right.
And they're actually a much healthier and stronger couple after that. And a few of those makes them a very good couple.
Okay, so Maureen, what happens is that in this individualistic society in which we are living, every individual's ego is, in quotes, bloated, and everybody wants to be heard and to be proven right. Do you think that's a stumbling block now between the relationships between husband and wife? Because earlier on, mostly the women were at home looking after the children, settling the things at home. And now, because the women's role has diversified, she's in the society also, she's working also, she has to look to the house also. And when the husband demands, then probably that bone of contention starts.
That's right. And there are a lot of jobs on women today. A lot of women are working outside of the home, as you say.
Right.
They're also managing the children and doing the lion's share of the housework. And jobs are very busy today, and they're hard to come by as well. So people don't want to lose their job, and they're putting in so much.
Right.
And of course, with the connection to the internet and so much access through iPads and iPhones and TV and computers, people are actually bringing those into their bedrooms just to try to complete all the work that is done. And the demands of the children today, children are in so many programs, and so there's still a little bit of inequality between men and women in these roles in
Right.
society. So that can also wreak havoc on a relationship. And also the husband may feel neglected
Right.
as well, but not realizing or not appreciating how much the woman has taken on
Right.
or needs to, because of all the children's needs and the work needs, and just trying to balance it can be
Right.
very challenging.
So how can that mindset of that man be changed? Because as a woman is playing diverse roles, so what do you think, and with your experience, with your talking with these couples, what comes out essentially, and how can that mindset be tamed or changed, I would say?
Well, women are feeling overloaded, and they are tired, quite honestly. And that's the #1 reason for low sexual desire. So that can impact things in the bedroom. And the man can feel neglected, or that he's not as important as he may have been early on in the relationship. And so that can be a problem as well. And so again, getting back to balance and having men realize that they can also help with the housework, lighten the load a little bit, anticipate some of the things that are going on, offer to drive the children to the soccer, perhaps give his wife some time on a Saturday morning, say, I'm taking the children every Saturday morning, for example. So little strategies like that will help, and will also help the woman to feel that she's able to take care of herself, because it's important that the woman look after herself and
Right.
be healthy and manage her stress levels as well, and have some time to herself also.
And then Maureen, when you said early on the discussion should start, the communication should, effective communication should start, but generally that communication leads to yelling from both the sides, and a time comes when everybody just wants to prove their point. Now again, with your experience, we'll go for a short break, come back, and I would like to hear from you. With your experience, because everybody wants to prove a point, and then at that time when you are yelling and when you are wanting to prove a point, then of course your prime focus changes. It's not in keeping that relationship, but it's in proving your point. So how can that also be tackled? We'll talk for this after this short break.
All right, thank you.
ਸੋ ਜੋ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋਈ, ਮੌਰੀਨ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਕਮਿਊਨੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਬਿਹਤਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਅਤੇ ਵਾਈਫ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਵਟਾਂਦਰਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਨੇ, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਚੈਲੰਜਸ ਫੇਸ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਔਰਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੋਲਸ ਹੁਣ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਨੇ, ਸਿਰਫ ਉਹ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ, ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੋਲ ਸਮਾਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਨੇ, ਨੌਕਰੀ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਦਿਨ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਕੇ ਘਰ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਉਣਾ, ਉਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਲੋ ਸੈਕਸ਼ੂਅਲ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਇਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਮਰਦ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਕ ਸੋਚ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਬੜਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਇੱਕ ਅੜਕਣ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਸੀ ਤਾਲਮੇਲ, ਬਿਹਤਰ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡਿੰਗ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਤਦ ਹੀ ਡਿਵੈਲਪ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਜੇਕਰ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਏ। ਇਸ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਦਾ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ, ਤਾਂ ਆਮ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਾਦਰ ਦੈਨ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਇਹ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ। ਇਹ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਲੈਣੇ ਇਸ ਛੋਟੀ ਜੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ।
ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੱਗੀਆਂ ਸੱਟਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਤਬਾਹ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ। ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਬਗੈਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਵਕੀਲ ਤੋਂ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਖਰਚੇ ਵੀ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਲਓਗੇ, ਸੱਟਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਲਾਜ ਵੀ ਕਰਾ ਲਓਗੇ ਤੇ ICBC ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੱਕ ਦੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਲੈ ਲਓਗੇ। ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣੋ, ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕਈ ਸਵਾਲ ਉੱਠਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਵਾਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਵਾਬ ਕੌਣ ਦੇਊਗਾ? ਧਾਮੀ ਨਾਰੰਗ ਐਂਡ ਕੰਪਨੀ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 604-864-6131।
CKNW ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਡੇ ਨਾਈਟ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੈਕਸ ਸ਼ੋ ਜੋ ਹਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟਾਕ ਸ਼ੋ ਹੋਸਟ ਨੇ ਮੌਰੀਨ ਮੈਕਗ੍ਰੈਥ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਇਫੈਕਟਿਵ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪਸ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਕਾਇਮ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਔਰ ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੇ ਆ ਮੌਰੀਨ ਤੋਂ। So Maureen, my question to you before the break was that at that time when you are just yelling at the top of your voices and trying to prove your point, now with your experience, what do you find? Is this the case every time, or mostly this is what happens? And at that time, what should both the couples do?
Communication is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, good communication.
Right.
And when that is lacking, that can lead to lots of troubles. And so if people have delayed their troubles or dealing with their troubles, then the tempers can flare and people can get very upset. And it's about their self-esteem, how they feel about themselves. So if they want to be right, if they have to be right, and I try and say it's not about being right or wrong. It's about having a dialogue, having a conversation back and forth, because you're never going to accomplish anything through screaming and stress. The brain actually doesn't work effectively when people are screaming.
Right.
And you can't really solve problems that way. But if you're feeling a little bit out of control or you're going to lose it, it might be a great idea to take a walk, calm down, count to 10 backwards perhaps, all those little strategies,
Right.
or say we're going to shelf this and we'll talk about this in 2 hours from now. Because it's also not very good for the children if the parents are arguing. It leads to
Right.
insecurity for them. So you want to just, I always say everything is handled better from a calm perspective, when people remain calm.
Right. And is it also a signal of low self-esteem when one is trying to prove one's point and yelling at the top of the voice?
I believe it is actually, and they just feel like they've almost lost the point, and it's more important that they win
Right.
as opposed to solving the problem. And so it's really how somebody feels about themselves, because if somebody is self-confident, it doesn't matter if they win or lose. It's really how you play the game,
Right.
and it's really how you've solved the problem, and they know that's the important aspect of this.
And Maureen, while effective communication is one of the major reasons for straining of relations, not having that kind of communication, what are the other reasons you see which are straining relationships these
Well,
days?
financial problems, especially today with the prices of houses and the cost of living in British Columbia is quite high.
Right.
And two people are working to maintain a family and to raise a family, and things are very expensive. And so people bring to the relationship the history of how they have managed finances. One may be a saver, the other may be a spender. One may be hiding purchases from the other.
Right.
And so that can also lead to troubles, especially when the credit card bills come in, or say somebody has a startup company and some investors and they owe people millions of dollars and they can't pay back the capital. And
Right.
so somebody may be living with that secret, you know, the husband or the wife, and living with that secret, and that can also cause some strain on the relationship. So how not having a budget or not having a plan or a financial
Right.
planning can also, so finances are a big problem in relationships.
What other things also matter in straining the relationships?
Medical conditions is something else. And erectile dysfunction is the inability to attain and maintain an erection adequate enough for penetrative sex. And that happens to men, of course, and but it's also a very significant sign. It could be a sign of cardiovascular disease, so it could be a sign of heart disease. It's really the canary in the coal mine. And a man, should he be experiencing erectile dysfunction, he may be feeling less than adequate. He may be feeling there's something wrong with him. He may be feeling ashamed. But it's very important that he go to his doctor and have a cardiovascular workup
Right.
to ensure that he doesn't have a blockage to his heart. Because the reason the arteries to the penis are the smallest, and so that's why it begins there first.
Right.
So he may be at risk for heart disease or stroke as well.
Okay.
So it's very important to get that checked out. And men need to know that that's okay to talk to their doctor about that.
Right. Loss of job and not having that, you said, financial stability, or some grieving going on in both the families. that also impacts straining the relationships.
That certainly does. And the grief process is very important to go through if ever you've lost anybody.
Right.
And people grieve very differently and go through the different stages of grief, the anger, denial, sadness, to, you know, to get to acceptance. And they may have different styles. Somebody may be quiet and hit the bed, and somebody else may be very demonstrative and screaming and crying
Right.
in order to deal with it. And it's just accepting the other person's way on how they grieve. So that can also put an impact on a relationship as well. Loss of job can also, especially make
Right.
a man feel inadequate, that he's not providing for his family. Women don't have that same sense. Women are more, you know, let's just add to the income kind of a thing.
Right.
But they don't have that caring breadwinner for the family type of attitude. We're not socialized that
But
way.
things are changing now.
Things are changing, yeah. More women working, more women in medical school.
Right,
More
absolutely. Women, you know, when you see the university results now, a majority of the graduates are mostly women now.
That's
so,
right.
So things
exactly.
are changing and
they
will
are
change in the
changing.
future
Yes,
also.
we're not socialized to.
Right.
We're a bit more practical. So
Right.
we're not socialized to think there's something wrong with me
Absolutely.
if I am not providing for my family.
Right,
You know.
absolutely.
So.
Thank you very much for this perspective. And in our next episode, we'd like to talk about trust, because trust is the foundation for any relationship. And if trust is lost in the way, what we are finding in the society today, you know, like that bonding is not there. Physical bonding is the only source of connectiveness which we are finding, or there are other things also which need to be worked upon? We'll talk about this in our next episode. Thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome.
Thank you,
Thank
Maureen.
you.
ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਮੌਰੀਨ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਫੈਕਟਿਵ ਕਮਿਊਨੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਾਰਨ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਸਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਮਿਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਜੇਕਰ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਬਜਟ ਦੀ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਿ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਮਾਇਆ ਦੀ, ਤੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੜਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਜੌਬ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਗਰੀਵਿੰਗ ਹੋ ਜਾਣੀ, ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਮਰਦ ਦੀ ਸਾਈਡ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਔਰਤ ਦੀ ਸਾਈਡ ਤੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਤਾਲਮੇਲ ਨਾ ਬੈਠਣਾ, ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਕਾਰਨ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪਸ ਸਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜੇਕਰ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਅਤੇ ਵਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਕਾਰ ਇੱਕ ਚੰਗਾ ਤਾਲਮੇਲ ਕਮਿਊਨੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਨਾਲ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਟਲੀ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਸੋਲੂਸ਼ਨ ਲੱਭਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਉੱਚਾ ਬੋਲ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਲੋਐਸਟ ਸੈਲਫ ਅਸਟੀਮ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਇਸ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮੁਕੰਮਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣੀ। ਜੇਕਰ ਵਾਕਈ 'ਚ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪਸ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਆਰਾਮ ਨਾਲ ਜੇਕਰ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਏ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਹੱਲ ਲੱਭਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ।